Jonathan,
Yes.
let's talk about tech birthdays.
All right. This week we're covering the rest of December. So that's the 13th through the 31st.
Let's do it.
All right. First off, we have Jack Tremol.
Jack Tremol yeah, it is Jack Tremol, just the way it's pronounced in the pronunciation. Yeah, this guy, he was known for something that is probably near and dear to your heart.
Yes. Everything video game.
Everything video games. I mean, the guy was born in 1928 and he passed away April 8th in 2012, the age of 83. I mean, this guy, like, he lived a good life. I want to say anything above 80, it's a win in my book.
Yeah. And a
And
Holocaust survivor. That's pretty cool.
oh, yeah, I didn't even see that. Yeah. He was the founder of Commodore International, and he ended up buying the remnants of the Atari Corporation. Oh, wait. He formed the Atari Corporation after he purchased the remnants of the original Atari Incorporated.
Uh,
And Atari, what did they, was it always, yeah, I'm thinking, who was the company that started off as a card game? It wasn't Atari, was it?
no, it was Nintendo.
Nintendo, yeah. So Atari was 1972, yeah. Okay. So it's Atari Corporation, and then Jack Tremol, he ended up buying it and formed Atari Corporation. Okay. Jewish family, son of Abram Joseph Tremol, I guess it's pronounced, it's spelled differently for us in
Oh, weird.
America.
Yeah.
And so they probably their Jewish spelling is probably a little bit different. After the German invasion of Poland in 1939, his family was transported by German occupying to the Jewish ghetto in Lodz, where he worked in a garment factory. When the ghettos were liquidated, I don't think it's ghettos like the way we think is ghettos, huh?
Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. His family was sent to Auschwitz concentration camp. Man, this guy went through so much. He was examined by Joseph Mengele and was selected for the work party. So when did he start the Commodore International? It looks like he started Commodore in 1958. Commodore International, Commodore Business Machine. Okay, so they were business machines. Got it. Okay, which was before they actually came to the home computer. So a business machine could just be like those calculators and stuff like that old at the old stores, where they were just like push button and then they would hit the enter
Oh,
button and
okay.
come up, like numbers would pop up and stuff. Yeah. So it could be some of that stuff. He also was involved with typewriters, repairing office equipment, including
Cool.
typewriters and calculators. Then they moved into home computers. Wow, that is what a life, this guy. I mean, Jewish, survived the Holocaust, went through concentration camp. Somehow or other, he was healthy enough to work uh, for the German uh, army, I guess, or the whoever had them as prisoners and stuff. And the U.S. Army rescued him in 1945 by the 84th Infantry Division. All right.
Cool. Next up, we have Bob Kahn, who invented TCP/IP.
You know what TCP/IP is, Jonathan?
Um, it's some kind of protocol for the internet.
Yeah. So when we like when we go and visit Amazon.com or we go and visit Google.com, these sites actually translate to an internet address. And really, the name itself is an alias to that internet address. This guy, Kahn, Bob Kahn, created what they call transmission control protocol and the internet protocol. So they're one, TCP IP. And so the communication is mostly text-based. Everything is sent over text as you're transmitting over TCP IP. Through technology, we've managed to convert TCP IP to transfer more than just text-based. Although we do got to convert it to some kind of text-based format, but you can now do voice over IP. So using the same technology, in fact, all phones today utilize IP protocol for voice communication.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, so this guy, you remember in the past, I've told you, like, there's just so many fathers of the internet.
Mm-hmm.
You have the father who created the web server and the browser. You remember that guy? Well, I forget what his name was, but he was one. You have the guy who created DNS, which is the DNS, the DNS servers, which basically does the translation from google.com to an IP address. So you have that. And then you have the guy that created TCP IP, which is DNS kind of sits on top of TCP IP for communication. He actually went to Princeton. Wow, look at that. He got his PhD from Princeton. Pretty impressive.
Yeah, smart guy.
Yeah. He so he got his electrical engineering from City College of New York. And then he went to Princeton where he earned his, what is an MA? Masters of Arts. In 1962, and a PhD. Doctor of Philosophy. Wow. Both in electrical engineering. Yeah, I mean, this is another huge contributor to the internet. We wouldn't have the internet today if it wasn't for this another contributor like him.
Nice. Next up, we have Martin Cooper. He invented the cell phone.
So this is a guy who killed home telephone. Remember how technologies come up and it's like the Pony Express, right? Completely taken out of commission by the telegraph company. Yep. And so yeah, this guy, I want to say he killed one business but evolutionized it at the same time, right? Mm-hmm. Because we still have phones. It's just that they're wireless, they're mobile. We can take it anywhere. We don't have to have a phone tethered to a wire that's plugged into the wall anymore. Mm-hmm. We take our phones with us nowadays. Back before mobile phones were created, I mean, it was literally, you had to travel from one place to another if you wanted to use a phone, or stop and utilize a payphone. It's like put a dime into it and make a phone call. But yeah, he was the one that he did the prototype. He set up a cell tower, made a call, and then he was given the permits to plant cell towers. I think they had to be every 3 miles or something like that.
Oh, wow. Seems like a lot of work.
Distance, no. Let's see if I can come up with, no, miles, no. No, it doesn't say how long towers had to be. Now there it could be a little bit further, but
yeah,
it was one of those cases where they had to put it like, it was very short distance. Maybe 3 miles is short, but I remember they had to put a lot of towers, and there was a lot of dead spots.
They're like back one commercial. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
That's right.
You had to be at a certain spot to hear them.
That's right. Facing the tower. Cool.
All right. Next up, we have Barry Greenstone.
Oh, Mark Cooper has his own website too.
Oh, wow.
That was it. That was the phone right there. That was the original phone, that big old brick. And now they've.
Wow.
All right. Sorry. Barry Greenstone. Moving on. What is
more semantic?
Oh yeah. Yeah. So he's another contributor. I think he was do I have the right guy? I think this is the wrong Barry Greenstone.
Poker player.
Let me look for Barry Greenstone. Semantic.
Oh, no, it's the same guy.
It is, huh?
Yeah. I guess he's a professional poker player too.
Is it?
Yeah, no, it says it on the second sentence. New startup company Semantic.
Yeah. So he's a professional poker player. Wow. Now this guy just became more interesting. So World Series of Poker, and 2 World Poker Tours, donated his profits from the tournament winning to charities, primarily to Children Incorporated, earning him the nickname of the Robin Hood of poker. But then he, it looks like he started Semantic, huh?
Yeah, so he went to work for a new startup company, Semantic, in 1991.
Oh, okay. Where he worked on their first product, Q&A, database word processing for IBM compatible. Q&A was a database and word processing. Wow. Not just one, but 2 totally different products.
Wow.
I wonder, yeah, no,
It's a website, doesn't he?
He does, Barry Greenstone, but it's all poker related.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's all poker related. That is such an interesting journey, huh? It's like he's poker series master, World Series poker champion, and then goes and works for Semantic. So I mean, it doesn't look like he was part, or maybe yeah, he was part of the startup. He was part of the startup, and then from there, he's a philanthropist. Though I mean, he donates a lot of his money.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
All right, good to know Barry.
Barry.
Next up, we have Robert Pittman. He's the founder of MTV and the AOL CEO.
Yeah. That, this makes total sense now. Remember how we talked about AOL in a couple episodes back?
Mm-hmm.
And, I said originally AOL was some kind of media marketing company, and they were just giving away their CDs as a way to get people on the internet so that they can advertise for them.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually, that whole plan fell apart, but there was always something there. I mean, they've always been a media company. They've never really been an internet company. But nowadays, or even since the internet came out, I want to say, or when the internet became ubiquitous, any company, regardless of what technology you're in, is an internet company, because you got to have internet presence. You got to have the ability to be able to do stuff online in order for your business to be successful. I don't think there's any business out there that just isn't online. And so AOL was one of those companies that said, hey, let's use this media, this platform, for our marketing channels. And so that's what basically what AOL did. But it's interesting to know that he came from MTV. MTV was another big hit. You know, it was like all music videos. I don't remember commercials on MTV though, not until lately.
Yeah,
And
just
so
use.
yeah, kind of interesting. Robert Pittman.
Also says he's the co-founder of iHeartMedia and
Makes sense.
Tequila. Yeah, into music and media. Pretty cool.
I mean, look at him. Century 21 Real Estate, Time Warner Enterprise, COO of American Online, and AOL Time Warner. I mean, this guy is he's everywhere.
Yeah.
When I grow up, I want to be just like Robert Pittman.
I mean, he probably knows how to advertise media really well.
Definitely. Most definitely.
All right, next up we have Linus Travolts.
Stop the press, Jonathan. This guy was born almost 9 months after me, and he has accomplished so much more than me. I mean, I feel inferior next to this guy. We're literally almost the same age. It's kind of sad that he created an operating system. I mean, what have I done? Help you create a Google contact and significant events. You know, I mean, that's peanuts compared to what this guy has done. So he created the Linux operating system, and what he wanted to do was he wanted to take Unix, which Unix was created over at Bell Labs. Bell Labs was like the phone company that pretty much dominated the market and in the phone industry. So they came up with this operating system called Linux, and he wanted like, he was a big like fan of Linux. So what he did is he learned about operating systems, how they work, how the motherboards work, how disk drives work, and all that stuff. And he went and he created this operating system that is free, open source. You can go, if you wanted to go and create your own operating system, Jonathan, you can go and copy his code, you know, create a branch or create a clone out of his repo and go and modify it and create your own operating system based on his works. That's exactly what Google did. Google went and they took his code and they said, let's put it into an operating system that we can run on the phones. So the Android phones, their operating system is has very tight roots to this operating system that Linux created, that Linus created. Not only that, this same operating system is the same operating system that Sony uses for their PlayStation. It's also the same operating system that DirecTV uses for their set-top boxes. It's also part of a lot of automotive operating systems, you know, that control the operations for sensors, cameras, all that good stuff. It's all based on the work that this guy did, you know, and he just put it out there. He's all like, yeah, I'm not interested in making money off of it. I want to give this away for free. He holds the base source code. In other words, full control of it. So he decides what goes into it, but it's freely available for anybody to take, copy, modify.
Wow, that's pretty neat.
Yeah, yeah. And he hasn't made a single penny out of it. And he's not interested in making any money off of it.
That's pretty neat.
That it's pretty impressive. I mean, it's really, really cool. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. His work speaks for himself, you know.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if it'll ever turn into an NFT. Somebody might be able to jack it from him after he passes away.
Oh.
That'd be pretty neat though.
So A non-fungible token, right?
Mhm.
Non-fungible,
Mhm.
non-fungible token. Essentially, it just means that you own something that's out there, or a piece of it, right? That's out there, and you can go and sell it. And so what you're saying is that they would turn the Linux operating system or his code into an NFT.
Yeah, the original Linux operating system. Imagine having that.
That'd be pretty interesting.
Yeah.
That would be pretty interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen after. Oh, he also created Git, by the way.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the source control, distributed version control. Yeah, and the scuba dive logging and planning software subsurface. I'm gonna have to look into those now. Scuba dive logging, interesting.
Subsurface. That's what it's called. It's on the known for on the bottom of his picture.
Oh, interesting. I'm gonna have to take a look at that. They're probably using it somewhere on cloud technology of some sort. Very
Cool.
cool.
That's
Yeah.
all we have for tech birthdays.
All right. Until next time.
Peace out. Oh,
Peace.
this is the last one, actually.
Oh, that's right. This is the end of our tech birthdays for season 1. And in season 2, we're going to do it all over again, except better.
Yeah, stick around for what's next.
What's next? All right. Till next time.
Peace out.